Hopping on a plane soon to escape the great Canadian winter, the president of Life Coach Financial, Renee Rebelo, is here with tips on how to keep your finances in check while you're abroad. Renee, thanks so much for coming out this morning. Now let's talk a little bit about how people can avoid any unwanted fees when they're away.
Yeah, so a lot of people are traveling to different destinations, whether it's the States. I have clients going to Costa Rica, Mexico, Europe, and there's a lot of tidbits of information, a lot depending on your destination, the things you need to look at. So fees, credit cards, bank accounts, you want to make sure you have remote access. So if an emergency comes up, you want to ensure that you can get your money should you need it from a destination that when you're out of the country. So it's a big deal. And while you're at that, you want to make sure you double check your travel insurance.
Yes.
Because, we all think, oh, we need to have it. Yes. But check the exclusions. There's a lot of fine print in the travel insurance. And I always tell everybody, make sure when you buy it, you don't just say, oh, I have it. Check what is not included, because that's the creeper upper kind of thing.
That's what'll get you. And especially like when we're talking about fees as well, because depending on where you may have a different home, you do have to consider those conversion rates as well. So that's something that people need to keep in mind too.
Yeah, you can put apps on your phone, so you can have a currency conversion tracker, and it'll alert you depending on what country you're in. Hey, the dollar's up today in Canada, so it might be a good day to switch some money over, which you can do through an app on your phone. So again, it's the remote access, your investment portfolio. You want to ensure you sit down with your financial planner prior to going to see where your portfolio is at. Should you need to access additional funds while you're away, how simple is that? Is it an app? Is it a phone call? Do you need to fly back to Canada to sign something to do it?
Yeah.
These are things you want to discuss before you go.
A lot of good factors,
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And then your home. If you're going to be vacant from your home for a substantial amount of time, you want to check what the vacant rule is on your home insurance policy, because each insurance company has their own provisions with regards to the house being empty. And so, for example, when I'm gone, I have a keyless entry on my house, and it reports to the security company. And so if I ever had an issue and I had to make a claim, the insurance company can't say that nobody checked on my home, because it's all logged when they entered the house through the keypad system. So little things like that protect you in case of an emergency when you're anywhere you are where you're away from the snow and enjoying the sunny days on the beach somewhere or wherever it happens to be.
Just to keeping you safe, right? Because you don't want to come back or maybe, realize that you have so many different questions. What are some of the big questions that clients come to you with? What's the biggest maybe concern or things that they didn't even know about?
Well, a lot of things are, can I afford to go? That's the biggest one, right? Is understanding the cost of going somewhere. So it's not just currency, it's taxation, right? Sales tax on purchasing products. It's the cost of goods purchased while you're away. So it's really knowing your budget on what you can spend per month and making sure you have a couple credit cards that don't have foreign transaction fees. So that when you use them, you're not getting all these fees later at the end of the month when you get your bill and you're like, oh no, look at all these fees. That's a big one. The other is, if you're going to the States, because there's a lot of people that still go to Florida, Texas, Arizona, knowing the 182 rule, right? A lot of people confuse the 182 rule, and it's a rolling average. So there is apps to track that. I know a lot of people just track it with paper, an actual calendar.
Just have that.
Yeah, to make sure you don't break any of the rules.
Of course, and that's something definitely considerations, because we do know people are traveling everywhere. If they have different homes, you mentioned, Costa Rica, Europe, different places, and it's not just about managing the house that's there, but also making sure what's happening here is correct. If people want more information, where can they go?
Well, I do have a checklist available if anyone's planning on going somewhere other than Canada for the winter. They can just email me or contact me, and I'll provide them with the checklist for free and send it off to them.
Amazing. Renee, thank you so much for those details, and we'll have all this detail up on our website at chch.com/morninglive. We'll have plenty more Morning Live coming up. Good morning.